Hey, I'm Alan. Welcome to Bros Fitness. Welcome to today's yoga. My goal is not just to create some videos, but to inform and motivate you. So comment, subscribe, or follow along at brosfitness.com. Today we'll be moving through a naked yoga sequence. I invite you to wear underwear or shed whatever feels comfortable. Remember, this is your practice. Today we'll be moving through asana and pranayama intended to cultivate a sense of relaxation. We'll be moving through some restorative yoga poses, but we won't be using a yoga bolster. I respectfully request everyone turn off your microphones and your cameras so that everybody can see and hear me clearly. If you don't have a towel, blocks, or some water, now would be a great time to grab those. Otherwise, when you're ready, meet me on the mat. We're going to start in a comfortable seated position. Inhale, send your arms forward in front of you and meet your palms up at the top of your body. If you can, go ahead and bring your palms together and look up just a little bit. Try not to bring too much of a back bend. Don't strain yourself yet, or at all, rather. Bring your arms out and press your palms into the earth. As you inhale and start to notice your breath, bring constriction to the back of your throat, activating your Ujjayi breath. Inhale, extend through the crown. Keep the natural curvature in your lower back. Extend through the crown. Drop your chin just a little bit. And go ahead and close your eyes or soften your gaze, whichever you prefer. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, bring them before you. Prayer pose in front of heart center. Set an intention for today's practice, whether it's trying to keep you with your breath even 10, 20% of the time, or keeping up with the practice, or even just knowing when you need to back out of things and come into child pose or head into downward facing dog. Both of those are options today if anything gets too difficult. When you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. We'll take another few rounds of breath on your own time. Inhale. Keep the constriction moving. Feel the sounds and the sensations of the ocean waves. Engage the low belly. Go ahead and open your eyes, bring your gaze back, grab the tops of your knees, and we'll come into seated cat-cow. Inhale, arch the back. Look up just a little bit, bring the chin up, and exhale, round the back. Look down towards your navel, bring the chin towards your chest. Inhale up, and exhale down. Go ahead and move through this 5 more times on your own. When you're ready, come over your knees and we'll come into a tabletop pose. We won't stay here too long. Press back into your heels, drop your feet to the mat. We'll come into an extended child pose. Make enough space for your torso between your legs by bringing your knees out towards the sides of your mat. If you'd like to, and it's accessible, but you can't make your forehead come to the ground, bring a pillow to bring them forward to you, or otherwise grab a block. I'm going to use a block right now. Extend your arms, press your palms into the earth. If it's accessible for you, go ahead and start moving your neck back and forth. Bringing a stretch to the neck and the shoulders. Continue to sit back into the hips. Engage the low belly. If you have a block underneath your forehead, now would be a great time to get it out of the way. And we'll go ahead and inhale, extend through the hands. Extend all 10 fingers into the mat as you bring your forehead closer to the ground. On your next exhale, walk your hands to the left side of the mat, bringing a stretch into the right side body. Inhale, send energy to the right side, the oblique, the hip. Draw the left hip forward, the right hip back. On your next inhale, come back to center, press your palms into the earth. Bring your forehead back down. If you haven't yet been able to make it, that's okay. When you're ready on your next exhale, walk your hands to the right side of your mat. Draw the low belly in, left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, send energy to the left side. Exhale, find just a deeper expression of the pose. On your next inhale, walk your hands back to center and press up. Come over your knees just slightly. We're going to stay here for a couple of rounds of breath, but we're going to do some wrist and bicep work. Bring your wrists forward. Fingers face the ground. And go ahead and start to hinge forward from your hips. You can sit on your heels if it's accessible. You can bring your feet down to the mat. Just the goal is to make it so that you have the best leverage to keep yourself from falling forward into this pose. The risk for injury is a little bit high if you get too close with your palms too soon. As it's accessible, start to walk your hands, beginning to bring your palms towards the earth, feeling a stretch in your wrists and your biceps. Wrap the biceps forward and the triceps under. Engage the low belly. Keep breathing. Keep controlling your core. Come back to center. Walk your hands up your thighs. Press into them. Bring the natural curvature to your lower spine as you inhale. Send your arms to the sky. If you can, go ahead and bring your palms back together. Look up just for a mini back bend. Bring your palms out. Come back to heart center with your palms. Close your eyes. Notice if you've let your mind wander. Notice your thoughts. Acknowledge them. Hey, thoughts. Bring your attention back to your breath. Inhale. Keep the constriction in your throat for your Ujjayi breath. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, right arm over left. Tuck your left fingertips into your right palm. Your hands should be pointing straight up. And if it's accessible for you, you can go ahead and start to press, just lightly massaging the third eye downward towards your nose in order to promote relaxation. Bring your elbows up, draw your shoulders back, engage the low belly and knit the ribs in. Inhale, send your arms to the sky, left over right, tuck your right palms into your left. If you can, reach out with your right thumb and start to massage the third eye. Massaging upwards is said to promote stimulation. If this is a restorative practice for you, I would suggest towards the nose. Wherever you're at, draw the low belly in and keep engaging your breath. Inhale, send your arms to the sky, and exhale, drop your palms down. Draw the shoulders back, and we'll take a mini camel pose, modified camel pose. If you can't quite bring your palms down to the mat, that's okay. Feel and engage the finger stretch. Take any subtle movements that you need to. We're about to begin a few sun salutations. When you're ready, go ahead and start to hinge forward, and we'll go into tabletop pose. Tuck your toes, press your palms into the earth. Draw your biceps forward, your triceps back. Create space between your shoulders for your torso. When you're ready, inhale. And as you exhale, send your hips to the sky for downward facing dog. When you're ready, walk towards the top of your feet, towards your hands, towards the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Ensure that you maintain the bend or the curvature in your lower back as you inhale, extend from the tailbone to the crown. Exhale, drop your palms down to the earth. Bring an extreme bend into your knees. Draw your torso over your thighs. When you're ready, arms up, send them to the sky. And exhale, palms together in front of heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale down. Press your palms into the earth, walk or jump to the back of the mat. Come down and inhale into cobra. Try not to press into the earth with your palms, but instead to engage the upper back to draw the shoulders up and the chin up. Tuck your toes, send your hips to the sky, press into the mat, downward facing dog. Start to pedal out your feet to bring a stretch to your calves. Although not everybody can make it to the mat with their heels, ideally you can. Just takes a lot of practice. Find a bend in your left knee, straighten the right leg. Send your hips to the sky, draw the right hip back, left hip forward. Bend the right knee, straighten the left. Exhale. Heels high, knees low, walk or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale down, grab the opposite sides of your elbows. We'll come into ragdoll pose. Bend the knees. Press your palms into the earth and draw your body up to the sky. Inhale. Take a mini back bend if it's accessible for you. And exhale, press your palms together. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift up your shins or to your thighs. And exhale down. If you need to, keep the bend in your knees. Press your palms into the earth, walk or jump to the back of the mat. Come down, chaturanga, and inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. Come over your toes, send your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Inhale, 1. 2. Bend your knees. Inhale, 3. As you exhale, straighten your legs, send your hips higher to the sky. Wrap your biceps forward, triceps back. 4. 5. Heels high, knees low, walk or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale down. Palms up to the sky. Exhale, press your palms together in front of heart center. Close your eyes. Once again, just bring attention to your breath. Inhale, keep your eyes closed, your gaze softened. Exhale out through your mouth. Inhale. Out through the mouth. We'll come back to our Ujjayi breath. Engage the back of the throat. Open your eyes. Bring focus back to your gaze. Send your hands to the sky. And as you exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. This time I encourage you to come up to your hands up to your thighs. Keep a bend in your knees, the natural curvature of your lower back, and from the head all the way to your tailbone, ensure that you have adequate straightness in your back. And when you're ready, keeping that same bend in your knees, start to draw your hands down towards your feet. Press your palms into the earth and walk or jump to the back of the mat. Come down, chaturanga, and inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. If you're in upward facing dog, engage both the thighs, the glutes, the core. Brace, ensuring that your lower back is protected. Over your toes, send your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Right leg up. Bring your foot up to your hands. Tuck your left heel down. Keep your left heel out at 45 degrees and inhale, send your arms to the sky. We'll stay here for a few rounds of breath, feeling comfortable in the movement. If it's hard to keep your hands up, you can bring them behind your head, supporting your body. Otherwise, to your hips. Drop your hands down. We'll go ahead and switch our gaze. Change our perspective. Bring your back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Your front foot to the parallel to the front of the mat. Both toes should be facing your left side of the mat. And when you're ready, start to hinge your left foot perpendicular to the back of your mat, changing your perspective. Inhale, send your arms to the sky. Warrior one on your left side. Draw the low belly in, knit the ribs. And when you're ready, send your arms down. Walk your back foot up to your left foot. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down. Arms up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale, prayer pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand behind your body. Send it to the wall behind you. Left hand in front of you. Press into both walls. Engage through the hips. Send your right hip forward, left hip back. Keep your knees level. Find a micro bend in them if you haven't already. And as you're ready, begin to switch your gaze, moving your gaze maybe from your front hands to the middle of the room. And if you're ready to continue looking back towards your index finger or your thumb. Inhale, send your arms to the sky. Exhale, left palm behind you, press into the wall, right hand in front, press into the wall. Engage through the core. Ensure that the left hip comes forward, right hip back. When you're ready, start to bring your gaze away from your front hand, maybe towards the middle of the room, and if it's accessible for you, towards the back. Inhale, arms up. Grab your right hand with your left, grab your right fingertips with your left hand, right palm facing up. We'll take a stretch onto the left side. If this isn't accessible for you, drop your left hand down to your left hip and extend over the right side. If this is a little bit hard on your shoulder, you can come up and ensure that the twist doesn't come over the side, but instead comes from there. Working with the joint, the shoulder, instead of against it. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, grab your left hand, palm out. Go ahead and hinge over to the right side. Inhale, send energy to the right side, to the left side. Exhale, find a little bit of a deeper twist, a deeper bend into your right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Find the neutral spine. Exhale, palms down, walker jump to the back of the mat. Chaturanga. And inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, come over your toes, send your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Left foot to the sky this time. Bring it up to your hands. Drop your right heel down, right foot out, 45 degrees. Hands up, warrior one. Make sure your hip is neutral, facing the forward direction of your body. When you're ready, grab your hips and we'll go ahead and change our perspective. Left foot parallel to the former front of your mat. Right foot parallel, face the left side. We'll bring our gaze to the right. Find a bend in your right knee. Send your right foot perpendicular to your new front. And inhale. Make sure your left heel is tucked down, out 45 degrees as you come into warrior one on your right side. Drop your hands down to the mat. Left foot up to your right. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, prayer pose. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. Right leg back this time. Drop your right heel down. Right foot out 45 degrees. Swing your arms up to balance in warrior two. Engage the low belly. Your pelvis should be facing approximately towards the upper right of your mat. If you'd like to make more space for your hips, you can bring your right foot out to the right side. Or otherwise, just stay with your feet, your heels on the same plane. If it's accessible for you, we'll come into 5-star pose. Engage both feet, bring them parallel to one another, and front and back of your mat will change perspectives. If this is hard to do with your hands like this, you can always bring them to your hips. Go ahead and bring your right foot perpendicular to the new front of your mat. Left heel down, out 45 degrees. Engage the core and the ribs in. Ensure that the shoulders, the hips, knee, and ankle are all stacked. Not with each other, but shoulders and hips, knees and ankle. When you're ready, draw your left heel up and we'll come into crescent lunge. Bring your hips to a neutral position towards the front of the mat where your right foot is headed. Hands down, low lunge. Drop the left heel down. The left knee down, sorry. Feel the hip flexor stretch. If you want to, you can draw your left foot back. Ensure that the front ankle, right ankle, and your right knee are all stacked. Draw your left knee up and walk it up to your right foot. Press into the mat. Send your right foot back. Drop your right knee down. We'll come into a low lunge on this side. Keep engagement through the right toe. We'll finish this series with another crescent lunge. If you've let your mind wander, notice your thoughts. Bring your attention back to your breath. Inhale. Engage through the right foot and bring the right knee up. And if you have balance, send your hands up to the sky, crescent lunge. Hands down to the earth. Draw your right foot up to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale down. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, prayer pose in front of heart center. Inhale, send your arms to the sky. Exhale, swan dive down. Wrap your peace fingers around your big toe. Find a major bend in your knees. Draw your chest over your thighs. And if you're ready, extend through the legs. Find a hamstring stretch. Press your palms into the earth. Bend your knees and walk or jump to the back of the mat. Chaturanga. And inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale over your toes, send your hips to the sky. Downward facing dog or child's pose. 5 breaths. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Biceps forward, triceps back. 6. Right leg up to the sky. Send it up to your hands. Drop your left knee down. Walk your right foot to the outside of your hands. Ensure that the joints are stacked. We'll just stay here for a few rounds of breath. Find any subtle movements that you need to. Opening up the inside of the right thigh. Press all 4 corners of the right foot into the mat. On your next inhale, press the inside of your right foot into the mat, engaging the right inside thigh. Go ahead and start to drop the right knee out if it's accessible for you. When you're ready, come back to center, press all 4 corners of the front foot into the mat. Left knee up, send your right leg back, bend in the right knee, send your right foot behind your body. And exhale, drop it down, back to downward facing dog. Last foot up to the sky. Bring it up to your hands. Start to walk it to the outside of your hands and drop your right knee down. Engage the low belly, knit the ribs in, ensure that you aren't bending over your back, your upper back. If you need to, or it's more accessible for you, grab a block and bring the floor to you. Ensure that your knee is stacked over your left ankle. Left knee is under your right hip. If it's accessible for you, start to drop the left knee down just a little bit, finding a more extreme stretch in the left inside thigh. Press your palms into the earth. Draw the block back if you have one. Engage the right leg, bring your right knee up. High lunge, send your left foot back to the sky. Bend the left knee and bring your left foot behind you. And as you exhale, bring your left foot back down to the mat. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right wrist. Start to draw your left foot back. Wherever your right foot lands, ensure that you're protecting the knee by keeping engagement in the right foot. Draw the left knee down to the mat. And if it's accessible for you, you can start to press into the top of the left foot. Walk your hands back towards your body. If you have a block, this would be a great time to bring it underneath your sit bones. Sort of like a diagonal support for your body. If it's accessible for you, start to hinge forward towards your hips, drawing your forearms down to the ground. Try and keep your palms away from each other, or your hands away from each other. Your palms can face one another, but bringing your hands together just changes the emphasis in the shoulders and creates muscle imbalances. Engage through the back. Inhale, send energy into that right hip. And as you exhale, start to walk your hands forward if it's accessible. Inhale one last time. Exhale, start to walk your hands back towards your body. We'll come back to center. If it's accessible for you, find a mini back bend while you're in half pigeon by looking up. Press your palms down. If you've got a block underneath your hips, bring it out. Engage the left foot, bringing the sole of your left foot to the mat. Sorry, the ball of your left foot to the mat. Engage the left knee. Press into the earth. Come into downward facing dog. Send your right leg up. Bend the right knee and right foot behind you. Come back down. Left leg up this time. Left knee to left wrist. Wherever your foot lands, just make sure that you can keep it engaged. If you used a block last time, bring it underneath your hips and start to draw your right foot back, right leg back. When you're ready, start to hinge. Oh, sorry, we took an extension first. Inhale, look up. If you'd like to take the back bend here, this is a great time. And as you exhale, start to walk your hands forward. Inhale, send energy into that left hip. Exhale, relax down closer to the earth. Draw that low belly in, knit the ribs. Big inhale. And as you exhale, if it's accessible, start to walk your hands forward just a little bit. Maybe your forearms come forward. Send energy into that left hip. And when you're ready, start to walk your hands back towards your body. We'll take one more back bend in our half pigeon. Look up, bring your chin up if it's accessible. Draw the block out from underneath you. Engage the right toes. Draw the right knee up. And when you're ready, press your palms into the earth and your hips to the sky. Left leg up. Find a bend in your left knee. Right, left foot behind your body. And exhale, drop it down to the mat. Walk up to our hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Find that extreme bend in your knees. Extend your body over your thighs. Rest there. If you'd like to, grab opposite elbows. We'll stay here for a few more rounds of breath. Palms down. Walk. Oh, actually, let's come up first. Arms up. Inhale. Take a mini back bend if you need. Exhale, come to prayer pose in front of heart center. Arms up to the sky. Last swan dive down. And when you're ready, walk or jump to the back of the mat. We will not take chaturanga this time. Knees down. Tabletop pose. Inhale, send your left arm to the sky. Exhale, thread it underneath your right side. Draw the hips back and start to walk your right hand forward. Walk your right hand back towards your body. Left hand to the sky. Drop it down. Right arm up this time. Thread it through your left side. Draw the hips back just a little bit. And as you exhale, start to walk your left hand forward. Feel openness in the chest. Send energy into the back of the hamstrings, the side bodies. Draw your low belly in, knit the ribs. And when you're ready, start to walk your left hand back towards your body. Press into the mat, send your right hand to the sky. And exhale down. Walk your hands forward and we'll come into puppy pose. Sit the hips back just a little bit, hips to the sky. Engage the core. Make enough space from your head towards your hamstrings. Keep your hips stacked over your knees. Drop your feet down to the earth. Move your knees and your thighs out to accommodate your torso and walk back into child's pose. Engage through the palms, engage through the forearms. And when you're ready, we'll switch sides and come onto our sit bones. Press your palms into the earth. And when you're ready, extend your legs out into Dandasana. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, prayer pose in front of heart center. Start to draw your left foot in towards your groin, or your right foot in towards your groin. And if you can, find a bend in your right knee. Hug the right knee in. Walk your right hand behind your body. Finding support, and inhale, send your left arm to the sky. Tuck your left elbow onto your left knee and start to look behind you. If this isn't quite accessible for you, you can drop your right knee down and take sort of the same pose, left arm to the sky, bring your left hand to your right knee and look over your body. Make sure, I don't know if you saw there, I kind of brought my left side up. Make sure that no matter what pose you're in, that your left hip and both hips remain on the ground. I'm going to return to this variation. Inhale, extend from the tailbone to the crown, no matter what variation you're in. And exhale, look over your right side if it's accessible. Engage the core. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Drop it down to your left side, fingertips facing the back of, facing behind you. Bring your right hand up to the sky and drop it to the right side, keeping the same positioning of your right foot. We're taking a counteracting twist to the left. Press into the hands, make sure you've got extension and natural curvature in your lower spine, your lower back. Extend